Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there, welcome back.
Welcome back, guys. This was our morning venture over on Patreon. There are changes going on Patreon. We are going to continue to offer, as cheap as you can offer to get into the Patreon family at basically $1 to join the Patreon family. And the news articles will stay at that level, things we keep at topic-wise. But we're going to expand the teaching and the instruction and also the meditations, Qigong, and the like over on Patreon, as so many people are interested in joining the Bronze Age in an energetic consciousness way. And so for those, we will offer new instructions over there. This one is at the $5 level. So again, come and join us over on Patreon, where we explore things that you're really not going to find elsewhere.
And it's how we say thank you, because we are grateful for all of the support.
Yes, as above, so below for those in the know. Absolutely. New fire explodes to over 10,000 acres north of LA. We were just talking about this last night. We did a video where it had jumped from 500 acres to over 1,000, and now over 10,000 acres here in the morning. And it's just incredible. Over 14% containment. There is the chance for some rain later on this week. There's also a chance for some lightning that theoretically could cause more storms. There's 50,000 people, what I had seen, evacuated. This is showing 30,000. One incompetent governor. It all depends on who the governor's serving is really the bottom line. It really is, and so much is being exposed. Here you have high school students forced to run to evacuate because of this fire, and yet you have people working in the fields. Are they being, as this says, they having to work under these conditions with again, air that is surely toxic, at least to some levels. Of course, so many people in the world are exposed to toxic air constantly. And have been, and unfortunately, many people in their entire life. Strawberries. I cannot believe the price of strawberries. A quart of strawberries locally is $8. What's it over by you guys? I love strawberries. We planted a bunch of strawberry plants last year. Again, you're going to have to kind of grow your own food where you can. What's his name? There's a prepper guy anyway. He was even talking about raising meat chickens in an urban environment, like in apartment buildings. Is that what we're coming to?
I don't know. It could be, but people are going to need ideas.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is to the west of Lancaster, Palmdale area. As you can see, it has rapidly expanded, straight north of LA. It's just crazy, but people are starting to really, really recognize the craziness. We've been following Max Velocity on the weather, as I haven't noticed anything of him being kind of bought and paid for by the system. And he was just saying, for those along the Gulf, you if things are normal, you might never see a storm like you saw. Again, in your lifetime, maybe not even in your kids' lifetime, if it's normal. But in these times, there's so much being uncovered, and it's a new normal. Anything could happen. This is Robert Seffer. Again, he does Atlantean Guardians. He does a lot of discussion about things Atlantean and consciousness and hidden. And he says, when will Trump push to repeal the Smith-Mundt Modernization Act of 2012, which was implemented under Barrio, to allow the U.S. government to use weaponized propaganda against the American public for politically motivated reasons? We'll see. We're going to see. I mean, who knows? I mean, there were so many things that were signed already. That it's hard to keep up with everything. There's an awful lot going on. But the reality is 2012 weaponization of, again, propaganda, it's always been here. It's always been here whether it's illegal or not. And these agendas, they're always evolving to another stage. They don't really dissolve and go away. They kind of morph and expand in maybe ways that some people won't see coming.
And I love how they keep using the word government funded, because we all know what that means. That means we're funding the weaponization on ourselves.
Yeah, this is why we have to defund all governments. We need real change. It's not going to be in shuffling paid for special interest personnel, no, or swapping one for the other. Real change, real change. It takes humanity waking up. And when we look to Twitter X, here you see this person saying, I think RFK Jr. is on it, though. Thought it would be nice to hear more about geoengineering. It's been blanketing our skies for decades. Let's put more pressure on them. Yes. Let's pressure, because, again, the skies, it's just so obvious. It's global. And Max was, showing all the cloud cover, and I could read his mind. He's thinking this is not normal. This is manufactured. And yet, what do you got? Readers added context. Image does not show evidence of geoengineering or weather manipulations. Chemtrails don't exist. These people that would put this, you're either so indoctrinated or you're just complete idiots. For the most part, nobody could be that stupid at this point in time, can they? I think it's more you're just basically your paid shills. This is the bottom line. Do you find this helpful? Hello, does anybody know how to do research out there? Unless you're a CONS piracy theorist, you don't know how to do research, and then also sorting through and feeling. What do you see for yourself? You don't have to go far. China's building expanded because it already exists. The weather modification has been in play for all of our lives. Unless you're somebody that's maybe a 300-year-old Qigong master. Even then it was modified. It was just, basically given under the term of either God controlled the weather or the gods control the weather. So here it is, 2025, and you have China and the U.S. both talking about, again, owning the weather. And this study was published back in 1996 by the Air Force. Owning the weather modification, chemtrails don't exist. That's just insanity at this point in time. It's stupidity. Anybody that is posting a little wiki like this, I don't even know if they should be allowed to use a computer at this point in time. It's just beyond. It's just beyond where we should be at this point in time. And here you see the U.S. government biological experiments exposed. We've talked about this dozens of times. Operation Sea Spray, of course, the Tuskegee Airmen, Operation Big Itch and Dropkick, Operation Mayday, Operation Green Run, Operation Top Hat, the Holmesburg program. The reality is, we are always being experimented on. And it's not just U.S. citizens, it's UK, it's people all around the world. Unless you're maybe somewhere in a tiny island in Mauritania or I don't know where. You got to be somewhere that's so insignificant. There's a slight chance that you might not have been exposed to some sort of experiment by the government systems because they've been doing this forever. This has been going on pre-World War II and even pre-World War I. 1950, secret germ warfare experiments. Army sprays a vast cloud of Serratia marcescens over Bay Area, San Francisco Bay, from a vessel in the waters off of San Francisco. Bacteria blankets the city, surrounding communities in a circle from Sausalito through the East Bay to Coloma. Shortly after the spraying, 11 patients at the old Stanford University Hospital in San Francisco develop unusually tough infections. One dies, and so it destroyed the heart valves of Edward Nevin, and he passed on because of this. 1976, the Army experiment is made public. 26 years later, Nevin's son learns his father's death may have been caused by the secret test. Doctors wonder whether the Army germs established a microbial population that caused other infections in the 60s and 70s. 2001 meningitis outbreak. Saradia Morrison's again contaminates spinal injections prepared by a certain pharmacy. 3 died, 10 hospitalized, 38 treated. It goes on. This is what they've been doing forever. And it doesn't matter if there is a Republican or a Democrat in the office. This has been going on forever. When are we going to say no? And controlling the weather, of course, they did it in Vietnam. They washed away whole villages and admit to it. It's history. Weather warfare was used against Vietnam as an act of war. It's from the official office of the historian. It's government facts. So, again, whoever this is that's making these little wikis, you guys, you just need to shut up because you don't have a freaking clue.
It is sad, and you have to look at who's been in control this whole time, and nothing has changed despite, whatever side is, in the front steering the bus.
So a test phase of Project Popeye was approved by State and Defense, conducted during October 1966. 58 years ago, a strip of the Lao Panhandle, generally east of a particular plateau. During the test phase, more than 50 cloud seeding experiments were conducted. The results reviewed as outstandingly successful. 82% of the cloud seeded produced rain within a brief period of time. Why aren't they doing that off of California right now? They don't. These fires don't have to go on. Anybody that can read and has at least a little IQ could figure it out. These guys could figure it out. Hello, Earth, wake up.
And we need to keep asking questions and just have cuteness overload in between.
Absolutely. As always, guys, we appreciate you guys. Come join us. Help share and spread the awakening, because we can take the planet back and actually have a free society here on the planet. But it's not going to involve any of the political aspirants that we have seen here controlling this diabolical narrative for all of our lives.
Source bless and namaste.
Namaste.